I haven't made a video for a while. I bought two quad bikes nearly 2 years ago from Koorlong in Victoria, a blue one and a green one. The green one was a 96 and the blue one turns out to be a 95. I've since done a big series on restoring the green one, and the blue one has just sat around as a spares bike, which I really haven't needed to take too much from it. It's missing a seat and a carb, and the engine's stuck. The centrifugal clutch in the green one tends to slip a bit under heavy load. The blue one is slightly better. I swapped it over. I thought I'd check out the condition of the top end of this bike because the green one tends to smoke a bit. Looks like it's never had a valve adjustment because there's no marks on those caps. Camshaft looks great. So this cylinder has had water in it up to that level there. Now I think the inlet valve was open, allowing water in. I worked that out because I was spraying some WD-40 down the spark plug and I could see a mist coming out the manifold at the top. So that indicated that the inlet valve was open. So the inlet valve itself hasn't dammed up water from the exposed manifold. The water's got in and it's filled the cylinder head, the cylinder up to that water mark there, and it will have rusted the side of the cylinder itself. The actual cylinder head has that same watermark across the exhaust valve there, yet the inlet valve has got no apparent rust mark on it. I believe it was open, so the trickle of water that's come in to this cylinder through the inlet manifold there has run into the cylinder and probably dried out between each rainfall and not hung around on the valve itself. I am hoping, with the inlet valve open, there's a good chance the exhaust valve was closed and maybe that water has not run back out the exhaust and rusted the back of the valve. I'll check that out, and it'll be interesting what damage there is to the valve seat if it's been actually closed while the water's run through it. I'll go round and wind that piston down. I know it now moves, but it's probably running over quite a rusted cylinder wall. Well, things were looking all right for a minute. Cylinder head looked fine. When I pulled the cylinder itself off, I could detect that the conrod wasn't attached to the piston, and it's bent and buggered. I've seen this on my 94 model where I bought it with the conrod hanging out the front of the block with it bent like that. You'd think it's exactly the same issue. This time, because the cylinder was attached, I got to see what the piston looked like, and there it is there, just completely smashed to bits. I was worried about the watermark on it. Well, I didn't know till I went to remove the cylinder that's what I was going to find underneath it. The actual cylinder itself initially looked okay, could be honed out, looked fine from the top here. A couple of little marks on the bottom. But then I saw there's that chunk missing there from the skirt. That's fucked as well. Anyway, that lets me know that this quad bike is destined to be a spares bike unless I can come up with a new plan. Maybe a 5 kilowatt electric motor grafted to the crankcase where the crankshaft sits we'll turn this into a fully electric bike. Get out to your shed and have some fun. I'll put some mind share into that idea. May make some good YouTube if nothing else.